सहनौ भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, पल पल छिन छिन घड़ी घड़ी निस दिन, पल पल राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, प्रात समय की शुभ वेला में, संध्या समय की पुलकित रजनी, रोम रोम से निकले तेरे, राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, गहरा सागर टूटी नैया, जीवन तरणी राम खेवैया, पार करेंगे राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, सार तत्व की खोज किए जा, प्रेम सरस रस रोज पिए जा, पार करेंगे राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर। चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर। पल पल छिन छिन घड़ी घड़ी निस दिन। राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर। चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर। चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर। ओम नमो नारायणाय। 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 सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। So yesterday we had seen after the Mahabharata war, Yudhishthira was very much disturbed. He felt that he is the cause of all the sufferings, all the deaths. He was inconsolable. All the great rishis, Vyasa Rishi, etc., tried to console him. explained to him. But he was not satisfied. Bhagavan himself tried to convince him, but he was not satisfied. So therefore, Bhagavan leads all the Pandavas to the battlefield. Because in that battlefield, Bhishma Pitamaha, what is his real name? Devavrata is his real name. Bhishma, that name he got because of his terrific vow that he has taken. So he was lying there on the bed of arrows, waiting for Uttarayana Kala. So Bhagavan said, he is the right person for you. Right guru is needed for a disciple. Not any guru. Any guru will not do. Right guru is needed. For you, he is the right person. So then all of them, in their well-decorated chariots, they arrived in the battlefield. Bhishma Pitama was lying down, as though one Devata has fallen from the heaven. All of them prostrated to Bhishma. Bhishma was surrounded by great Rishimunis, Deva Rishis, Raja Rishis, Brahma Rishis. They had come along with their disciples. So seeing all of them, Bhishma prostrated to them verbally. But then when he saw Bhagavan Krishna, Krishnam chatat prabhavatnyah asinam jagadishwaram, Bhishma was one rare personality who knew the greatness of Lord Krishna. Who is Lord Krishna? Jagadishwaram. So then what did Bhishma do? Hridistham pujayamasa mayayo pata vigraham. He worshipped him mentally. How did he worship him? First he worshipped him inside as well as outside. This is that Lord who He is the self of all beings who has taken up this form outside. Mayaya upata vigraham. Vigraham means body. The one who has taken the body with his Maya power. So that physical form is also worshipful. And the real Lord, anyway, is there in me as consciousness. So both of them he bowed down. Then what happened? Let us see, verse number 11. Panduputranupasinan prashraya prema sangatan abhyachashtanuragashrehi andhibhutena chakshusha. So then Bhishma's attention fell upon Panduputras, the Pandavas. They were all seated at his feet, upasinan, prashraya prema sangatan, with all humility, with all love, with all respect. Obediently they were seated at the feet of Bhishma. And when Bhishma saw these Panduputras, Pandavas, Anuragasrehi, his eyes became filled with tears of love and affection. Andhi bhutena chakshusha, to such an extent the tears flowed that he literally became blind with the tears. Why he was weeping like that? Now Bhishma speaks to all these Pandavas. Aho kashtam nyayam yadyuyam dharmanandana jivitum narhata klishtam vipradharmachutashrayaha. See how Bhishma is addressing them. Hey Dharmanandanaha, O children of righteousness, Vipra Dharma Achyuta Ashrayaha. You see, throughout your life you have taken refuge. In whom? Vipra, holy men. Dharma, righteousness. Achyuta, Lord. So this is how you have lived throughout your life. Vipra Dharma Achyuta Ashrayaha. So therefore, naturally, you should not have any tragedies in life. But, aho kashtam, what a sad thing. A matter of great tragedy. Aho anyayam, what a great injustice you have to go through. You don't deserve this. Jivitum narhata klishtam. Oh Pandavas, my dear children, you truly don't deserve this much of suffering. In spite of walking the path of righteousness, in spite of ever being at the feet of the holy men, in spite of always being with the Lord, you have to go through so much of suffering. Even at the very young age itself. Samsthite tirathe pandav pratha bala prajavadhu yushmat krute bahun kleshan praptato kavati muhu. At a very young age, in fact, samsthite atirathe pandav. Pandu had to die at a very young age. And this Pratha, Kunti, she became young mother without husband. And at such young age, she had to take care of you little children with so much of difficulties. What all difficulties she had to go through. So imagining the suffering of these, Bhishma was in tears. Bhishma himself is lying on the bed of arrows and he is thinking about the sorrows of others. You see the greatness of this person. Sarvam kala kritam manye bhavatam chayada priyam sapalo yadvashe lokah vayoriva ghanavalihi. Sarvam kalakritam manye. Nothing is in our hands. That spirit of time, Kala Bhagavan decides everything. What can we do? We are helpless. Vayoriva ghanavalihi. Just like the clouds are helpless in the hands of wind. Wherever the wind blows, the clouds have to go. There is no choice. In the same way, all of us are helpless. What to talk of us? Sapalaha yad vashe lokaha. Even the guardian deities, under whom the world is, even these guardian deities have no freedom, no choice. Everything in this world happens by the will of God. So therefore, whatever suffering, sorrows you have gone through, well, the only thing we can say is, it was the will of God. Yatra dharma suto raja gadapanir vrkodaraha Krishnostri gandivam chapam suhrit krishnastato vipat. Just imagine where there is righteous person like Dharmasutta, Yudhishthira, Gada Panir Vrukodaraha, mighty person like Bhima with his Gada, Krishna Astri Gandivam Chapam, this mighty archer Arjuna with his mighty bow Gandiva, and Suhrit Krishna, their friend, their ally is Bhagavan Krishna himself. So naturally anyone would say this is the safest place without any tragedy. Mightiest people are there, wisest people are there, Lord himself is there. Naturally anyone would think that there won't be any sorrow. But tato vipat, all dangers, all tragedies happen here only. Unbelievable. So therefore, the only thing we can say is everything is happening by the will of God. Na hyasya karhichit rajan puman veda vidhitsitam yed vijitnyasaya yukta muhyanti kavayopihi. O Rajan, O Yudhishthira, nobody knows, na karhichit veda, what vidhitsitam, what is going to happen in the future, what is the destiny, nobody knows. What is there in the mind of that Lord, kavayaha api muhyanti, even the wise sages also, they are in dark. What is there in the mind of the Lord, nobody knows. So therefore, what is the only freedom we have? Tasmadidam daivatantram vyavasya bharatarshabha tasyanu natha natha pahi prajah prabho. So therefore, tasmadidam daivatantram, we have to just accept that this is the will of the Lord. And in this world, nothing happens other than the will of the Lord. In this way, whatever is there in store for us, just live our life. This is the only thing we can do. So this we had discussed earlier also. From the highest point, there is nothing called self-will, self-effort. The more and more we become tuned to God, we become instruments of God, then we do the will of God. And that is the best thing to do also. What is the best thing to do? The will of God. And what is that will of God? The more we are tuned to God, we will be inspired to walk the path shown by God. But when we are cut off from the divine, it may appear that there are a lot of things, lot of choices available. Actually, there is no choice. It's a fact of life from the highest standpoint. Because world is going perfectly well, and perfection can be only one. Exactly like peak of the mountain can only be one. The world is running in its perfect way. So therefore, whatever is happening is perfect. And if you want to know what is that perfect thing, tune to God. This is the way. See, many times we think that we have a lot of free will. Whenever ego is ruling us, we think there is free will. To the extent we face the ego, we come to know there is only God's will. Exactly like in the dream. In the dream it appears, when we are going through the dream, it appears that a lot of freedom is given to us. Certain things we can do, we need not do, we may do something else. A lot of choice is available. But when you wake up, what is your conclusion? The whole thing was pre-planned. The whole dream experience is pre-planned. Pre-planned based on the impressions gathered in the waking. We are just going through that plot which is already set. That you come to know only after waking. But in the dream it appears as though we have a lot of freedom. This is a fact of life. So that is why the great saint said, the wisest thing to do in life is keep quiet. Ramana Maharshi, that's all he said. Keep quiet. If there is an inspiration from within, just obey it and understand that it is God functioning through you. Otherwise, just be silent. That's what is Bhishma also saying. Tasyanu vihitaha. Whatever that Bhagavan has in store for you. Yudhishthira as a king. So this is the parting message of Bhishma to the new king. Now Yudhishthira has become the king. Bhishma is giving that parting message. Anatha prajaha pahi. Hey Natha, Yudhishthira, you have become the king now. The destiny has made you the king. You don't actually really have a choice. It is the will of the Lord that you have become the king. Now that you have become the king, and especially after the war, the praja has become anatha, orphans. So therefore, look after them, following the will of the Lord. This is what you have to do. But then you will have a lot of problems as a king. New responsibility. Then what you should do? Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat Adyo Narayanav Puman Mohayan Mayaya Lokam Gudhascharati Vrishnishu. Esha, this person who is standing next to you. In fact, Bhagavan is standing in front of Bhishma only. Esha, why indeed? Who is he? Sakshat Bhagavan. Sakshat Bhagavan. Narayana. This person whom you are seeing here is not an ordinary human being. He is Sakshat Narayana only. The primeval being. Even before creation he was there. But you may not recognize him because Mohayan Mayaya. Through his Maya, he is deluding everyone. Lokam Mayaya Mohayan. Deluding the whole world with his Maya. Gudhascharati Vrishnishu. Secretly, in disguise, he is roaming around as one ordinary Yadava. Don't mistake him to be an ordinary Yadava. He is Sakshat Bhagavan only. He is not an ordinary human being. Asyanubhavam Bhagavan Veda Guhyatamam Shivaha Devarshir Narada Sakshat Bhagavan Kapilo Nripa. Asya Anubhavam. His greatness, his glory, who truly he is, only few people know. Few people like Bhagavan Shiva, Lord Shiva. Devarshir Narada. Narada also knows. And Bhagavan Kapila, Kapila Muni. Story of Kapila Muni will come in 3rd canto. So in this way, only few people know the real glory of this man. Don't take him lightly. Familiarity breeds contempt. Beware. Yam manyase matuleyam priyam mitram surhuttamam akaros sachivam dutam sauhrudadatha sarathim. Yam manyase, whom you consider to be matuleyam, uncle's son. Priyam mitram, your dear friend. We take lightly. Suhuruttamam, a very selfless, good friend, good ally. And then, akaroho sachivam dutam, you also made him a messenger, a duta, your advisor. Worse than that, saurdad atha sarathim, you made him a charioteer also. A great personality is there with you. I hope you are not disregarding him, taking him to be an ordinary individual. No. Of course, you will make him a charioteer, but he will not feel bad because sarvatmanas samadrishah hyadvayasyanaham kruteh tatkrutam ativaishamyam niravadyasya nakvachit. As far as Bhagavan is concerned, he has no mati vaishamyam. When he is respected, he doesn't feel elated. When he is humiliated, ignored, he doesn't feel bad. Why? Sarvatmanaha, he is there in all, as the self in all. Samadrishaha, he has that vision of equanimity, of oneness. Samadrisha, Samadarshi he is. And anahankrutehe, he has absolutely no ego. And advayasya, he doesn't see anybody different from himself. Such is that glory of this Bhagavan. So therefore, even if you make him a charioteer, he will happily become a charioteer. Never saying that, oh, I am the Lord of the universe, what is this, you have made me a charioteer. No, you will be silent only. For him, any role is okay. Whatever role you give, he will just adapt accordingly, do it beautifully well. He will not show himself off. That is his glory. So such a Bhagavan, now look at him. Tathapi ekanta bhakteshu pashya bhupanukampitam yanme sunstyajata sakshat krishno darshanamagataha. Look at his compassion. He is a Lord of this universe, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. Look at his compassion. Pashya bhupa anukampitam. Look at his compassion towards his devotees. Ekanta bhakteshu anukampitam. Towards his devotees who worship him single-pointedly, look at his compassion. Yan me asunstyajataha. Here am I going to leave my physical body, leave my pranas. Sakshat Krishna darshanam agataha. Just to give me a darshan, because I cannot move. I am there on the bed of arrows. He himself has come all the way. Yes, my dear devotee is leaving the body. I must give darshan. At least those last moments he must see me. My devotee is not in a position to come to me. I should go to him. See the compassion of the Lord. Bhaktya veshya mano yasmin vachayannama kirtayan tyajan kalevaram yogi muchyate kama karmabhi. He is that Lord. Unto him the great yogis, they fix their mind upon him with all devotion. They chant his name. And thus, fixing their mind upon him, becoming free from avidya kama karma, ignorance, desire, action, etc., they drop the body. It is that Bhagavan whom the yogis meditate all the time. Such a Bhagavan. Sadeva devo Bhagavan pratikshatam kalevaram yavadidam hinomyaham prasannaha sarunalochanolasat mukhambujo dhyanapathaschaturбhujah. Sadeva Devaha, such a Lord of Lords, God of Gods, Bhagavan Pratikshatam. This is my loving request, Bhagavan. Uttarayana Kala has not yet come. There is some more time. So my only request is, till that time, please stand in front of me. Don't go anywhere. Go on looking at me. And let me also keep on looking at you. Pratikshatam, you wait. This is my request. Kalevaram yavad idam hinomyaham. Till I drop this body, be in front of me. Don't go anywhere. So this is called as loving authority. You know, when you have lived long throughout your life, dedicating your everything for the Lord, then you get an authority on the Lord. So whatever you say, He will just, whatever you say, He will just listen, obey. Such a life you must have lived, only then this happens. Bhagavan just obeys whatever you say. When you have completely surrendered unto you, He just becomes Bhakta Paradhina. Yesterday we were seeing this. So one such instance is this. Bhishma is telling Bhagavan, don't go anywhere, be here. Time has not yet come. How you should stand in front of me? Prasanna hasa aruna lochana ullasat mukhambuja. Not sad. With a cheerful face. Ullas. Your lotus face with a smile. Lotus eyes. Full of compassion, full of love, full of cheerfulness. Bhagavan, in this way, stand in front of me. But I have also one request, Bhagavan. What is the request? Chaturbhuja. I want to see all the hands. Not that Dvibhuja. Dhyana pathas chaturbhuja. Stand in front of me with all the four hands. Which is dhyana patha. That object of meditation for the yogis. In this way you must stand in front. Okay. Bhagavan said, okay. At that time, miserable Yudhishthira was waiting. Yudhishthira's tadakarnya shayanam sharapanjare aprachat vividhan dharman Rishinam chanushanvatam. Yudhishthira came because there was still some time. There was silence. At that time, Yudhishthira slowly approached Bhishma. And then apruchat, he asked. Vividhan dharman. He asked a lot of questions regarding dharma. And when he was asking, Rishinam cha Anusranvatam, everybody was able to hear. So this discussion, all were able to hear. There was nothing happening very secretly. It was nothing personal. Now here, both of them are sitting, they are discussing the highest truth about life. Now just imagine this scene. Who all are the audience? Bhagavan himself, Krishna is there. And all great rishis, Vasishta Rishi is there. Who is this Vasishta Rishi? The very same Rishi who gave Yoga Vasishta to Rama. Parashurama Rishi is there. Narada Rishi is there. Vedavyasa Rishi is there. Shuka Brahma Rishi is also there. Can you imagine? Vishwamitra Rishi is also there. All these great rishis, Bhagavan also, they are all in the audience. Who is a disciple? Who is Dharmaraj? The very same teacher in Kathopanishad. Yama Dharmaraj is. That is Yudhishthira. Yama Dharmaraj is the Shishya. And who is the Guru? Bhishma. And what is the Bhishma's condition? Lying on the bed of arrows. Oh my God. It is here in this auspicious moment that Vishnu Sahasranama comes out. Among all the Sahasranamas, the most popular, most famous Vishnu Sahasranama, 1,000 names of that Lord comes from Bhishma. It was at this moment. So then what are the questions asked? Purushasvabhava vihitan yatha varnam yatha shramam vairagya ragopadebhyam amnato bhayalakshanam. Duties of men in general. Duties of men according to varna and ashrama, according to the stages of life. Duties based on pravritti marga and nivritti marga. The path of renunciation, the path of action, based on raga and vairagya. Dana dharman, raja dharman, moksha dharman vibhagashah, stri dharman, bhagavad dharman, samasa vyasa yogatah. Dana dharman, rules of charity. Raja dharman, duties of a king. Moksha dharman, the spiritual practices to attain moksha, liberation. Stri dharman, what are the duties of a woman? Bhagavad dharman, what are the duties of a devotee? Samasa vyasa, in some cases he expounded it in detail. In some questions, for some questions, the answer was brief. Dharmartha kama mokshanscha sahopayan yatha mune nanakhyane tihaseshu varnayamasa tattvavit. That knower of the truth, using various ancient traditions, using itihasas, he expounded dharma, artha, kama, moksha. And also the means, how to attain it. All those things he explained in detail. Till Yudhishthira's mind was at peace. Here is a place where Yudhishthira finds peace. By then, time has come. Dharmam pravadatastasya sakalav pratyupasthitah yo yoginashchanda mrityo vanchitastutarayanah. As Bhishma was narrating all this, and by then he was almost over, everything was over, sakalaha pratyupasthitah, that time came. What is that time? Uttarayana Kala. What is the greatness of Uttarayana Kala? Yaha yoginah chandamrityoho vanchitah. Those yogis who have death under their control, who can choose the time of death, for them this is the time which they desire. The time of Uttarayana Kala. So Bhishma also was waiting for this time. You know how long he was waiting? How many days he was waiting? 2 months. In the war itself, he was waiting for almost 9 days. After that, around 60 days. Okay, now here one more topic has to be discussed. Will a person who is dying in Uttarayana Kala, will he attain the higher worlds or moksha? Has time something to do with our urdhvagati, our future? So this topic we had discussed in the 8th chapter. In the 8th chapter this topic comes. Shukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha, Shukla Marga, Krishna Marga. The bright path, the dark path. So always remember this. Our future is determined not by the place where we die. Swamiji, Kashi, if I die, I'll get moksha. Nothing doing. Mosquitoes are also dying in Kashi. Your future is not going to be determined by the place you are going to die or the time you are going to die. No. Your future is strictly based on how you have lived your life. If you have lived a righteous life, even if you die in Dakshinayana time, your Urdhvagati is guaranteed. This should be very, very clear. I can end my life in Uttarayana Kala. Nowadays all means are available. What determines, actually you see, if I have lived a good life, I will be carrying with me a good mind. Basically after death also what comes along with me? It is my mind. So if I have cultivated a good mind, virtuous mind, a mind filled with devotion and dispassion, then that mind comes along with me. How does it matter when you are going to die? Because many people, by reading this, I must die in Uttarayana Kala, Uttarayana Kala. Uttarayana Kala, don't be foolish. See, this is the difference between Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. You see, Karma Kandis will insist on Uttarayana Kala. Jnana Kandis doesn't care about all this. But this has to be mentioned in the scripture because this scripture is meant for everybody. You see? That is why all these things are mentioned. Yes, if a choice is given, fine, you can die in Uttarayana Kala. Exactly like whenever a choice is given to install the idol in a temple, which time will you choose? Of course. What is that? Not Rahu Kala and all that. Some auspicious time you choose. But whether you choose auspicious time or inauspicious time, if you have installed a Lord and if you are doing all the pujas properly, it doesn't matter. Yes or no? But then since we have a choice, we choose an auspicious time. Bas. That's all. In the same way, Bhishma had a choice. The time of death he could choose. So he chose Uttarayana Kala. That's all. So don't be worried about all these kind of things. Okay, now that time has come. What did Bhishma do? Tadopasamhritya giras sahasranihi vimukta sangam mana adipurushe krishne lasatpita pate chaturbhuje purasthite milita drukvyadharayat. This is what you have to do. Just by dying in Uttarayana Kala, nothing is going to happen. But then what Bhishma did? Tada upasamhritya girah. He withdrew his speech. Stopped talking. Became silent. That Sahasranihi, the commander of the army, who could command thousands of people, thousands of soldiers. Vimukta Sangam became completely detached. Mana Adipurushe, fix the mind in that primeval being who is standing in front. Krishne Lasatpita Pate Chaturbhuje, that Krishna was wearing this yellow garment with his 4 hands, Chaturbhuja. Purasthite, who was standing in front. Amilita Druk Vyadharayat. Bhishma kept on staring at that Bhagavan without batting the eye, concentrating his entire personality upon that Lord. Then what happened? Vishuddhaya dharanaya hata shubha tadikshayaivasu gatayudhavyatha nivritta sarvendriya vritti vibhramaha Tushtavajanyam visrujan janardanam. Vishuddhaya dharanaya, because of his intense concentration, he's fixing attention upon the Lord with a pure mind. Hata ashubhaha, oh, the mind became very pure, free from all worldly disturbances. On one side, he is looking at the Lord. On the other side, Bhagavan is looking at him. What happened with Bhagavan's look? Tad ikshaya eva ashu gata ayudha vyatha. With Bhagavan's look falling upon him, all that vyatha, that pain, due to what? Ayudha vyatha. The pain due to the weapons means what? You see, he is lying on the bed of arrows. Even one pinprick we can't tolerate. He is lying on the bed of arrows. Imagine the pain. But with Bhagavan's drishti falling upon him, all that pain vanished. This is what happens when your attention shifts from the body to the self. When disidentification from the body happens and identification with the self happens, whatever is happening at the body level, you will not know. When there is body identification, then the pain also is experienced. But when there is no body identification, pain also disappears. This is what is happening now. Nivritta sarvendriya vritti vibhramaha. All his indriyas activities came down. Disturbances came down. Mind became quiet. Now the mind is fully in tune with the Lord. What did he do then? Tushtava janyam visrajan janardanam. That moment when Bhishma was going to leave the body, visrajan janyam, he did a stuti of the Lord. So now we have a Bhishma stuti. Stuti of Bhishma. Iti matirupakalpita vitrushna Bhagavati sattvata pungave vibhumni Swasukhamupagate kvachit vihartum Prakritimupeyushi yadbhava pravaha. A very famous verse. The first verse of Bhishma Stuti, very famous. Bhagavan, who are you? You are that all-pervading being, Vibhumni, who is abiding in that infinite bliss. Swa Sukham Upagate. Satchidananda Swarupa you are. You are in that bliss. But for a change, to have a sportive diversion, what did you do? Kvachit vihartum. You thought, let me do some vihara. Vihara means what? You go for a walk, isn't it? Like that. Kvachit vihartum. Your abode is that, Satchidananda Dhama. So you thought, let me just go around. Kvachit vihartum. Let me do some leela. Time pass. For that, Prakritim upeyushi. You have taken up a material costume with the help of your Prakriti. Yad bhava pravaha. Thus we see you in this flow of cosmic happenings. We are seeing you. Who are you? Your abode is that. You have just come here. Just for a time pass. O Lord, my prostration unto you. To such a Lord I have to give you some gift. I want to give you something, Bhagavan. Bhishma, what is the gift which you want to give? Iti matihi upakalpita vitrushna. Bhagavan, this mind of mine, throughout my life I have kept it pure, vitrushna. This pure mind I am offering unto you. What a gift it is. You understand? This is called gift. Bhishma's life, if you see, it is nothing but a life of sacrifice. Amazing personality. You see, he had the courage to say, Bhagavan, throughout my life I have kept this mind pure. I was waiting for this moment. At this moment, this mind which has been ever kept pure, I am offering unto you. To that Lord, Bhagavati, Sattvata Pungame, Vibhumni, to you I offer. Anyway, we'll continue. After that, we'll discuss about Bhishma. Tribhuvana kamanam tamalavarnam ravikara gauravarambaram dadhane vapuralaka kulavrutananabjam vijaya sakheratirastu mena vidya. Bhagavan, that infinite being, you have taken up a form, and what a beautiful form you have taken. Tribhuvana kamanam, the most beautiful form in the three worlds. Tamalavarnam, having bluish tinge color. Ravikara gaurava rambaram dadhani, wearing yellow garment which shines like bright, brilliant sun. Vapuhu alaka kulavrita ananabjam. The face, lotus face, beautified by the curly forelocks in front. Vijaya Sakhe, friend of Arjuna, may anavadhyarathirastu, may have unconditional love towards this form. Yudhituragarajo vidhumra vishwak kachalulitashramavaryalankritasye mama nishitacharair vibhidyamana tvachivilasatkavachestu Krishna Atma. Bhagavan, you are this form in the battlefield. It has absorbed my attention fully. This particular form of yours in the battlefield. What is that form? Now, there is a description of Krishna. This is actually one word. Turaga rajo vidhumra vishwa kacha lulita shrama varya lankritasye. This is one word. Okay. Asye, that, what you call that face. Bhagavan, I cannot forget. That face. Alankrita, that face which is decorated by what? Shramavāri. What is Shramavāri? Waters of exertion. Means what? Sweat. Not, in the battlefield you don't have makeup and rose powder, etc. Your face is beautifully decorated by that sweat of exertion. Vishwa kacha lulita. The face is covered with your hair, the curly hair, and that hair is rendered brown. Vidhumra. How did it become brown? Turaga rajo. By the dust raised by the hoofs of the horses. So in that battlefield, the chariot is running fast. Everywhere there is dust, and that dust has made the hair of Bhagavan brownish in color. And that hair is all over the face. And the face is studded with the pearls of sweat. Bhagavan, that beautiful form. And not only that, mama nishita sharehi vibhidyamana tvachi. My sharp arrows have torn your armor apart, and there is blood dripping from your body. Bhagavan, this form, I am not able to withdraw. I am not able to forget it. It shines so clearly, vilasat, in my heart. My mind is absorbed in that. Anyway, this description will come again. You see now, on one side, Yashoda Maya was thinking of Balakrishna. What is Bhishma thinking here? You see, different people according to their nature, inclination, etc. will be attracted towards different forms, natures. Bhagavan, it is only because of you that Pandavas won the war. How? Sapadi sakhi vacho nishamya madhye nija parayor balayoratham niveshya sthitavati parasainikayurakshna hrutavati partha sakheratirmamastu. Bhagavan, in the beginning of the war, Arjuna told you, Krishna, bring the chariot in between the two armies. Listening to that, you immediately brought the chariot in between the two armies. Bhagavan, Nija parayor balayo ratham niveshya sthitavati. When the chariot was standing there, in between the two armies, parasainika ayuhu akshna. You just looked at all those warriors in the enemy line. Your very look, you have taken their life. Akshna, just by the look, you have already taken their life, their prana, everything. Akshna hritavati ayuhu. To that Lord, all powerful, my prostration. May my mind be absorbed in that Lord. Vyavahita pritanamukham nirikshya swajanavadhad vimukhasya dosha buddhya kumati maharadatma vidyayayah charanaratif paramasya tasya mestu. Bhagavan, when Arjuna saw his near and dear ones in both these armies, Swajana vadhat vimukhasya, and he was hesitant to fight the war because he was seeing only near and dear ones, and thus dosha buddhya, totally confused, deluded. Kumatim, he decided not to fight at that time. Kumatim aharat, you removed all that delusion. How? Atma vidyaya, with the self-knowledge, with the knowledge of Gita. To that Bhagavan, who removed all delusion, may my mind ever rest at his holy feet. Swanigamam apahaya mat pratitnyam rutamadhikartumavapluto rathastha Dhritarata charanobhyayachalat guhu haririvahantumi gatottariyah. So this is the event on the 9th day of the war. So Bhishma was the commander-in-chief of Kaurava army. The first 9 days, especially the 9 days, so Bhishma was leading the Kaurava force. Till the 9 days, it was not sure who will win. In fact, Bhishma was fighting so ferociously that Pandavas were very sad, especially on the 9th day. On the 9th day, Bhishma fought so valiantly that Pandavas had no hope. Just imagine, great-grandfather is fighting with great-grandchildren. And great-grandfather is still strong. Great-grandchildren are at the peak of their youth. Still they could not match him. What must be the strength of Bhishma? So on that particular day, Yudhishthira was very sad. On that night, all of them went to Bhishma's camp, saying that, please bless us. So on that particular day, the 9th day, this event happened. Bhishma was fighting, and Arjuna and all, they were like babies in front of Bhishma, not knowing what to do. At that time, you see, there was a war taken by Bhishma. There was a war taken by Krishna also. What is the war? I will not take weapons. This was the war taken. Bhishma said, I will make you take weapons. Swanigamam apahaya, O Krishna. You had taken a vow, you just gave up that vow. Apahaya, mat pratitnyam rutam adhikartum, in order to make my vow come true. You see, that is Bhagavan. My devotee has taken a vow, that vow should not be broken. My vow, I can break it. Just to see to it that my vow stands, he broke his vow. Rutam adhikartum avaplutah rathastha. You were seated in the chariot, you jumped down from the chariot. Dhruta ratha charanaha. Ratha charana means what? The wheel, the feet of the ratha. Ratha charanam. Holding on to that wheel. Dhruta charanaha. Abhyayat chaladguhu. You ran towards me. And when you ran towards me, the whole earth was trembling. You charged towards me. Haririva hantum ibham. Like a lion charging towards an elephant to kill the elephant. And in the process, gatottariya, your upper garment fell down. You did not even care. That serious you were, that angry you were. Shita vishika hato vishirnadamshah kshataja paripluta atataino me prasabham abhisasara madvadhartam sabhavatu me bhagavan gatir mukundah. And when you were charging, because of my sharp arrows, Shiti Vishika Hata, the sharp arrows had penetrated your armor. Vishirna Damsha, the armor was torn. Kshataja Pariplutaha, you were bathing in blood. Such a cruel person I am. Atataina. You see, such a cruel person I am, that I have been shooting arrows at the Lord. And then you charge towards me like a lion charging towards an elephant. You are charging towards me to kill me. Madvadhartam. That form, Bhagavan, it is so live. So you have to remember that entire form. Hair brownish because of the dust raised by the hoof of the horses. Curly hairs all over. Torn armor. Bathed in blood. Full of anger. Uttariya fallen. Taking the Ratha Chakra and charging towards Bhishma. Why was he doing that? Because Bhagavan felt Arjuna will be in danger. Bhagavan felt, if this way Bhishma fights, Kauravas are going to win. Pandavas have no chance then. Immediately Bhagavan interfered. You see, that was the power of Bhishma. Single-handedly he was making the Kaurava win. Immediately Bhagavan interfered. Hey, that's it. And you know what Bhishma did? When Bhagavan came, he kept his bow and arrow. He said, Bhagavan, what greater blessing can I have than death at your lotus hands? Then Bhagavan went away. That was Bhishma. Vijayaratha kutumba attatotri dhritahayarashmini tachriekshaniye bhagavatiratirasthu me mumurshah yamiha nirikshya tagatasarupam. Bhagavan, that beautiful image where on one hand is that horse whip, on the other hand is the reins of the horses. That form is so auspicious, so beautiful to watch. You upon the chariot as the charioteer, with horse whip on one hand, with horse reins on the other hand. Bhagavan, all those warriors in the battlefield who saw you in this way and gave up their life. Nirikshya hataha sarupam gataha. Seeing you who died on the battlefield, they merged with you. That is the greatest blessing for a soldier. Seeing Bhagavan and dying. What else you want? Bhagavan, I am also going to die. May I also have this form of yours in my mind. So here, the symbolic meaning is this. Bhagavan has the horsewhip and Bhagavan also has the reins. Every one of us, we also have this Bhagavan with a whip. So whip means the one who is inspiring us from within. Reins means one who is guiding us from within. There is a guidance and there is also an inspiration. The more and more we tune to God, guidance becomes clear. Inspiration also becomes intense. You clearly know, yes, this is my swadharma. This is what I am supposed to do. Who has to tell my swadharma? Not somebody outside. Only Bhagavan can say. How does he say? He creates interest in those which actually I am supposed to do. He creates disinterest in those which I am not supposed to do. This is how he guides us. All of us, we have taken one particular profession, isn't it? Who guided you? No, I felt this is what I like. You said this is what I like. In fact, you have been whipped. The inspiration is coming from the Lord. See, we are not even aware. Based on our vasanas, the one who is inspiring us from within. So there is a whip and there is reins. Everybody is under his control. They are all the symbolic meanings. Lalita gati vilasa valguhasa pranaya nirikshana kalpitorumanaha krutamanu krutavatya unmadandha prakriti magan kila yasya gopavadvaha. Bhagavan, with your gait, lalita gati, the way you walk, that style. Vilasa, with your play. Valguhasa, with your sweet smile. Pranaya nirikshana, with your loving looks. Pranaya nirikshana kalpita urmanaha. Bhagavan, with so much of respect, so much of love you give us, so much of importance, attention you give. Kalpita urmanaha. So this way you behave, and then what happened? All these gopis, unmadandha, they became completely intoxicated with your love. Then what happened to them? Krutam anukrutavati. They started just imitating you. And finally what happened to them? Prakritim agan. Gopavadhvaha yasya prakritim agan. They became one with your nature. So this is how he attracts. You see, this is true not only for gopis. It is true with every one of us. Bhagavan pays attention to us. He loves us, gives a lot of respect. Lord always being with us, paying attention to us. You see, this is a fact. But we are not aware, that's all. His love for us is unconditional, infinite. Paying attention, loving, correcting, guiding, giving a lot of respect in spite of all our imperfections. He gives us importance. And finally what happened to these gopis? They recognize this, therefore they become one with him. We don't recognize, therefore we ignore him. Unmadandha, they became mad, intoxicated with his love. How blessed are those gopis. Munigana nrupavarya sankulentah sadasi yudhishthira rajasuya esham arhanamupapeda ikshaniyah mama drushi gochara esha aviratma. So this is the episode of Rajasuya Yajna. So during that Rajasuya Yajna, so it was happening in the city of Indraprastha. So this question came, whose Agra Puja has to be done? So before Rajasuya, somebody's puja has to be done in the beginning. Some respected reverential personality. So all the Rishi Munis were there, so many people were there. So this question was asked, Yudhishthira, whom should we worship before this yaga begins? So at that time, Bhishma got up and said, we must worship Krishna only. Because he is not an ordinary human being, he is the Lord of the universe. And therefore, Krishna was worshipped. That was a time when Shishupala got up, saying, how dare you worship this cowherd boy? And started showering abuses. Krishna waited, because he had given promise to his mother, till 100 abuses, till then I will wait. The moment it crossed 100, Sudarsana Chakra, and he was finished. And the moment Shishupala was finished, a light from him came and merged in Krishna. Why? Because he is none other than Jaya Vijaya, Dantavaktra and Shishupala. So that story comes there. So Agra Puja was done to Krishna. And in that Rajasuya Yaga also, you know what the role which Krishna took? Washing the feet of the guests. He was there silently washing. Whoever comes, wash their feet. That was the role which Bhagavan took, you see. So, Munigana Nrupavarya Sankulentaha Sadasi. In that assembly where all those great Rishi Munis were there, all the kings were there. In that Rajasuya Yaga, Bhagavan received worship. Bhagavan, such a beautiful sight it was that everybody was worshipping you. Ikshaniya mama drishi gochara esha aviratma. Now the last verse of this Bhishma stuti. Let us see that. Tamimamahamajam sharira bhajam hrudi dhishtitamatma kalpitanam pratidrushamiva naikadharkamekam samadhigatosmi vidhuta bheda moha. Bhagavan, now my condition is vidhuta bheda moha. All delusions has gone away. Delusion which was making me have the vision of plurality. Now, samadhigataha asmi, I have attained to that state of vision of oneness. What am I seeing? Hridi dhishtitam atmakalpitanam. Bhagavan, I am seeing you as the self of all beings. In every heart, you alone shine. Though the physical bodies are different, but you alone are there in the hearts of everyone. Sharira bhaja. This is the vision which I have now. Just like pratridrishamiva naikadharkamekam. Sun is one, but different people see the sun differently, depending upon their eyes. A blind person doesn't even see. A color-blind person, he sees his own color. A cataract person, he sees some hazy thing. Sun is one, but different people, depending upon their vision, they see different sun. In the same way, the Lord alone is there in all beings. Animals, plants, birds, insects, human. But then with our faulty vision, we don't see God. We saw only the illusions. Bhagavan, that has gone. Vidhuta bheda moha. Now I am seeing only you everywhere. With this, Bhishma stuti is over. And then what did he do? Krishna evam bhagavati manovag drishti vrittibhihi atmanyatmanamaveshya sontashvasa uparamat. In this way, Bhishma manovag drishti vrittibhihi. Mano with the mind, vak with the speech, drishti with the eyesight, vritti with the mental thoughts, all of them where? Atmanam aveshya, absorbing his entire personality into that Lord. Who is that Lord? Atmanam, the very self. Atmani, Atmanam aveshya, absorbing his individual self, merging his individual self in that supreme self. Antashvasa uparamat. He breathed his last. And when Bhishma became silent, everybody was silent. That we will see tomorrow. It's over. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyid dukkha bhag bhavet, asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi